Hey there, Goblin Horde. I am the Goblin King. It's Monday, which means it's my day off from work, but not my day off from all of you beautiful people. I had a problem this morning. My morning. Trying to find a story that seemed both interesting and that I could drum up enough outrage over in myself to be able to write a video about it. It really was tough today. I went all over trying to find some stuff. I thought about covering some D&D news, but it was mostly a nothing burger. Thought about covering the fact that the Amazon Rings of Power trailer was finally officially ratioed, but I didn't feel I'd be able to get enough content out of that. Honestly, I don't get how Ryan Kennel gets 8 minutes or so out of something being ratioed. I guess that's why he's the better content creator, huh? I thought about covering the Evangeline Lilly situation, especially since I covered the Twit-iots trying to cancel her a few weeks back, but much like with the ratio, I just couldn't see myself bitching about that for longer than 3 minutes or so. I mean, it's awesome that she supports the trucker convoy and all. I love that, and 90% of the blue check marks on Twitter can eat a fucking bag of scurvy-riddled dicks. I also considered covering the Dave Chappelle thing with Netflix, but I feel like everyone already knows about that. What the hell do any of you need my viewpoints on that for? I've already made those readily available in the old pop culture breakdown videos when I covered all that shit while it was going on. If you want to hear my views on any of Chappelle's supposed controversies, they're right there. I think it's pretty cool that so far Netflix has decided to back him up and even give him more money. That's pretty damned awesome. Go Netflix, go Chappelle. Keep doing what you're doing and you'll make money. It's as simple as that. Also, Chappelle clearly isn't a phobe. These people are fucktards. Then I saw this happy article from over the weekend. I read it and I thought, yeah, I could do something with this. Now as you can see, I got this from Bounding into Comics. They give a bit of backstory on this too. So there's this mobile rhythm game called Sega Colorful Stage. Don't blame old games. I don't know what it is. Guessing it's something along the lines of Guitar Hero or Dance Dance Revolution just with thumbs. Because kids can't be bothered to exercise any more than that these days. Gotta keep those thumbs in shape for all our moronic takes on Twitter, guys. No. Gotta keep those thumbs in shape for all our moronic takes on Twitter, guys. Anyway, I guess there's a shorts anime based on this game called Petite Sakai. Okay. Looking at some art for this, definitely chibi. Definitely sickeningly adorable. Feeling queasy now, in fact. Well, I guess the most recent episode involved one of the fake bands trying to come up with a theme for themselves, which they eventually based around their name, Leo Need. Leo, lion, alright? So they come up with this. Seems pretty cute and innocent, something that wouldn't have even raised any eyebrows 10 or 20 years back. Apparently, they wanted to base it loosely on the Gal style that was decently popular for pretty much an entire Imperial reign. 89 to 2019, if anyone's curious. Also, Gal is the actual word. It's based on the legions that came out in the 1970s over there in Japan, called Gal. That's Gal, not Gyaru. The Gyaru is a transliteration of Gal. It's Gal. There are any number of Gal substyles, some that are wilder than others. This, for instance, is Mamba. Really dark tan skin, wild hair and makeup. It's a type of Gal style. Then you have these cute tribal costumes that I suppose could be interpreted to be African, which is rather appropriate since that's where lions come from. This episode dropped on February 17th. And what do you think Twatter's response to this completely innocent little episode and style change was? Come on, you know. I know you know. Did you say racism? Oh yes, there was definitely accusations of that, just in another form. Think a little deeper. Think more Trudeau about things. Yeah, that's right. It was accused of blackface by a bunch of culturally illiterate dipshits on Twitter. Like this moron. Or this moron here who doubles down and even triples down on his idiocy. Even going so far as to deny people that inform him that it's a reflection of the Gal subculture, stating in his anime expert opinion that it does not resemble Gal fashion in any way, shape, or form. He makes this assertion because he knows so much about Japan and Japanese culture based off of all of the anime he's watched. Here's where I refute him. Bitch, it took me 5 minutes on Wikipedia to find the shit I did on Gal culture. There's even a subgenre of Gal culture called B-Gal. which is centered around probably what Japanese people understand about black culture. It might be a little, perhaps you should look into that a bit. Maybe look into the deep tans and wild makeup of subcultures like the Mamba style before you go talking about shit you obviously know absolutely nothing about outside of what you've seen in anime. I'll freely admit that I know jack and shit about gal culture outside of what I recently read on Wikipedia, but at least I took the time to actually look into it that much, as opposed to trying to apply my anime knowledge to an actual subculture in Japan. Moron. As for the tribal costumes, they could be African, but Africa doesn't hold the monopoly on tribal costumes. Again, moron. I think you and all your racist buddies there on Twitter automatically thought of Africans the moment you saw some sort of tribal costumes. I'd say that actually says more about you than it does about these innocent Japanese people that made this. Don't you? Also, even if they are modeled after African tribal costumes, so what? Lions come from Africa. It's applicable. Are you black? Or are you just being offended on behalf of all black people because you think of them as purse puppies? You fucking racist. As for Sega, who publishes the anime short, they released an apology and took down the episode indefinitely. I don't know why they did that. They did absolutely nothing wrong, and really shouldn't be listening to a bunch of Twit-iots whose sole source of knowledge begins and ends with Twitter. Maybe TikTok. Oh, and anime. All their knowledge of Japan and Japanese culture comes from anime. Fucking racists. Anyway, I think that's all I have for you on this one, Goblins. As always, look into the story for yourselves and make up your own minds on these things. Let me know what you thought in the handy section down below. While you're down there, join the Viridian Horde by crushing those like and subscribe buttons. I'll see you tomorrow for another day in pop culture. Lates.